So it's Saturday, November 7th. It's almost 80 degrees up here in New England. Absolutely incredible day. As you see behind me, I am back at a permission that you guys have seen before. It's the 100-acre piece of property that I have permission to come around and metal detect on, that the gentleman that owned the house that once stood over there has allowed me to come back to whenever I feel like. If you look around, the old Mr. Bulldozer here, he's actually been clearing a lot of this land out, and there's a lot of land up here that he's cleared out. Unfortunately, there's an old burn pit right over this section here. Now, he's been clearing a lot of the trees off this land here, expanding his property and clearing out a lot of the old pastures. They're not really going down too far. I know the bulldozer is here, but what he said was they're just ripping up the stumps and then basically skimming the top. So if there's history buried in the ground around here, there's a lot more land to investigate. Now, it's unbelievable to think that last weekend it was snowing. It was 19 degrees. I mean, it was crazy. This weekend, 80 degrees, it feels like summer. I'm probably gonna lose a sweatshirt here when I get digging, but I wanted to come up here and focus on that area where I found that little piece of a pewter spoon in the last video. Now, this area is just a little squared off section. I believe it to be an old pasture that was used quite frequently. It could have been a place where they grew crops, I don't know. That pewter spoon bowl piece was the oldest relic that I found up here the last time, and with a day like this, I didn't want it to go to waste. So I'm gonna head on back to the truck and grab some of my stuff. Next time you guys see me, I'm gonna be over that way in the pasture, and I got the Knox with me, the Knox 800, so let's see if that thing can sniff out some good relics today. What do you say? I'll get to it. You guys stay tuned. Should be a good day. So I'm just working this outer edge here of the stone wall. I'm making my way up this way. I'd really like to get down in there, but as you can see, the landowner has limed and put some grass seed down there. He's actually just coming up in his tractor right now, and we've talked about it, and he'd prefer me not to be down there and disturbing the grass seed and whatnot, so that's fine. That just leaves me more room to be able to come back the next time and do some digging, so I have more land to look forward to. But right here, first target, I've got a green penny-sized coin in the hole. It fell right out of this little crack right here. It's probably just a Lincoln, which tend to be the going rate for around here, or those stinking Lincolns, but that is not a Lincoln. That's actually, wow, that's a beautiful Indian head penny. Look at that as the gentleman rides by in his tractor here. I'm pulling out nice old coins. Let me get a brush to this. Wow, look at that. Let me get a brush to this and give you guys a close-up. Well, there it is, and she's a beauty. Look at that thing. Time was well on her. That's going to be a lot of that stuff will flake off. It'll dry up. It's organic material. I mean, there's probably some corrosion in there from years being under the ground, but that's a beautiful Indian penny, or Indian head penny. It's I can't really tell, 19 something. I don't know, but we'll clean it up the best we can later on, and hopefully I can throw a picture next to this clip and get a year off of it. Not bad for the first target. I hope it's not a jinx. Don't let the ground fool you. That almost looks like a dusting of snow, but that's just the lime that they put on to keep the moisture into the ground and hold the seed tight. A week ago, though, there was snow on top of all of this. But right now, with this 80-degree weather, there not so much. Coming through here, I got a double tap. And look at that. With the lime on it and all. It's broken. They must have dug it up right over here and kicked it out when they turned around. It's another piece of a pewter something or other. See that right there? It's broken right there. But pewter is old, and something was going on in this little hilltop section here that I'm standing in. Like I said, there's still stuff to be found, and there's solid evidence of it. We'll get right back to it, see what else comes out of the ground. It's almost like the deer are mocking me. Nice old doe track right here, coming right up through, right down the stone wall. But right over here, it just popped. It's more pewter. So I don't know if they were having picnics out here, or maybe it was some kind of a house site. I don't know. Gentleman doesn't know either what was here. We just know it to be old pasture land from many years ago, and who knows. That has some design on it though, so let me get a toothbrush to it. I'll get you guys a close-up of whatever design that is on that old pewter, whatchamacallit. So as the landowner backs away, he just stopped just to see how things were going. I told him it's pretty warm up here, and he has company going up through right now. But right out of that hole, like you guys saw, was that pewter something or other, and it almost looks like it was plated with something at one point. See that light brown on there? And then on the back side, it's the same thing. We were chatting, and he was telling me about a little bit more history of this land, and it seems like every time I come up here, there's more and more history. The originating farmers that claim this area, they used to have a farm down on the bottom of the hill before they moved up, but apparently there could be home sites scattered through here, and I'm wondering if this little knoll up here on the back with some of this pewter stuff that I'm pulling out, pewter definitely is dating back into the early to mid 1700s, possibly late 1700s. Very old, very fragile, and I mean, it could be evidence that there was a home site or something here at one point, and maybe a cabin. Clearly there's not a foundation, but who knows? That's the best part about this hobby, is you might stumble upon something that nobody else knows about. So I'm gonna put this away. We're fighting the sun here. Yeah, and let's get right back to it. Here's a riddle for today. What did Ed just dig? It's heavy, like brass. I don't believe that it's a complete piece. I think some of it is. I think it's broken off of something, but who knows? I could be wrong. It looks like it's broken right there, and it's probably just a fitting to something, but that's heavy like brass. You guys have any ideas? If so, throw a comment in the comments below, and keep on learning together, I guess. I know, son. I'm hurrying. It's getting dark really quick, but I'll tell you what. I don't mind. Now, I did clear this off a little bit, as you can see here. There's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, you put that there. I didn't put that there. You see that silver edge there? Right there. Oh, and there it is with the plug and all. Look at that. It's just gonna be a rosy, but that's silver. 90% silver, but hey, it's a silver coin. And for you guys out there that want to look quickly through some change, just put it all together, and I mean, you'll be able to tell the difference between a silver coin and not real quickly. It doesn't have the copper fill in the middle there and whatever else they put in. But there we go. I've got a silver dime. Look at this. So I just pulled that silver dime out right there where that tone is coming from, and it's a high, well, that's reading 30. Check this out. You can see where I filled it in the best I could. I mean, always return your plugs the way they are. There's still more in that hole. Let me set the camera up and I'll let you guys watch. And just so you know, like I said, it's in the same plug here. Actually, I'll just hold the camera. How about that? Let's just see what we got here. Down under some of these rocks. Oh man, let me grab the shovel here. I'm gonna go way on the outside. Oh, please just be a rock that I just hit. Look at that, the dirt actually changes to like a clay. Oh, I see it. Look at that. That right there is another, that's silver. And it's just a Washington. I'll take it. That's wow, that's my first silver spill and I can't tell you how long. That's awesome. I put the silver dime away already, but there we go. 2 silver coins, 1 hole. So awesome. I love this hobby. Well, I just took a little walk out behind here. This area in this section here, I believe he's going to be clearing as well, and it's another old pasture. It's outlined by stone walls that go way up back there. They're squared off down that section. This is same all around this back part as it is out front here, where as you can see it's all clear. I just wanted to give a quick little look to see what it might be like out here in the future doing some digging. But at this point in the game, I don't know what the weatherman's going to throw at us. I'm going to try to get out and dig as much as I can, bring you guys footage throughout the winter. But just like last year, I mean, I'll be digging as long as Mother Nature allows us to be digging. As soon as that snow comes, yes, we can dig into the ground, especially out in the woods. You know, the leaves act like an insulator, and you know, as they're decaying and whatnot, they actually produce a little bit of heat, which keeps the ground pretty much thawed. But in those late winter months up here in New England, it doesn't always happen that way, and it forces us diggers to call it quits until warmer weather arrives. I'm going to keep getting out, keep bringing you guys adventures. I'm going to keep showing you what it's like. You got to be kidding me, a deer just came up and took off right there. So welcome to New England. But what I was saying before that happened was I'm going to keep trying to bring you guys some awesome footage. I mean, it's getting harder and harder and harder to find places that people have not been to, as you've seen throughout the episodes I put out. And it's not going to get any easier. I mean, the more time goes on, the better the technology is, the better the mapping, and the more people that are getting into it, which is awesome. Get out there, defend some history, but it's making it very difficult to get out and find those untouched spots. I'm going to get back over to my metal detector. I'm going to focus on a little section here in the corner of actually where I came into this little pasture. I'm just going to focus my attention in there. It's going to get dark. As soon as that sun goes over the horizon, it's pretty much game over. So it is starting to get chilly too, which my sweater's way over there by the truck. So if I end up heading over there, I'm going to call it quits. But before I do, I'll show you guys a wrap up, and hopefully we can add a few things to that before that happens. So stay tuned. I'll get to it, and we'll see you at the next target. So I'm just going to focus pretty much in here. I mean, the corner of the stone wall is right there. So I'm going to focus basically right in here till about that section and just kind of work in this area here. I really haven't touched much of that. And on my way down through there, I just popped a mid-tone and right out of the plug right in here, somewhere in here, like I think it was right there, it fell over. When I lifted that plug up, I can see another button. And that too has a shank on it. It's so weird. A lot of these buttons out of this particular area have shanks still attached, so they didn't break off and lose. It's just whatever string, probably hemp string or something they were using, just wasn't really the best, and probably frayed over time, and there you have it. Button pops off and it's left here for me to pick up a couple 100 years later. It's a nice button too, a nice old flat button. I don't think there's any writing on there. It actually looks like a lot of that stuff is probably dry up and flake off. Yeah, you can see it around the edge. It's starting to flake off there, so I don't see any design. I'm really enjoying this new machine because it's just sniffing out all those small targets. Now, granted, I wasn't in here with the Fisher that much. As you guys saw, I kind of came through here a few times and then I went out that way. But yeah, this machine is definitely living up to the hype, and I'm really glad I'm learning it. So, especially with a whole new digging season coming next spring. But there we go, old flat button for the collection. It just makes my day. I mean, I'm happy it's warm. I'm happy I'm out here digging. I'm happy I have the chance to be out here digging, especially this late in the game. But I just came down to the section that I said I was going to come to before I got to the stone wall here where the truck is, and I've come up to a tree. I'm following the edge. There's a few trees that stick out and there's some roots that kind of come out. Check this out. So right in here, as you can see how the roots are sticking out a little bit. So whatever might be down there, they're pulling up, and I'm just running this stone wall. There's another tree down there and a few others down there that I want to hit, but I came up here and I was swinging against the trees. The roots come out this way, and I got a pretty good tone right in there, and way up underneath this root, it was literally, I mean, the end of that root is right there. I felt something, and when I popped it, you see that right there? That to me looks like an old copper coin. Now, what kind of coin, I don't know. Let's see if I can, man, the sun's down. It's going down, so I can't really. Is that a largie? I think that's a largie. Let me get a toothbrush to that and see. Let me just make sure that there's nothing else in that hole. I don't think there is. I'll swing the metal detector over it and everything, but yeah. How's that for cool? Let me get a toothbrush to this and I'll give you guys a close-up. So I'm going to try to do this with one hand here so you guys can watch. I don't ever really push with the toothbrush. I just kind of get whatever top layer might be hindering my ability to ID a coin, but I think that says 1 cent. Let's see. Which way do I turn it here? There we go. Yeah. So that's 1 cent. Let's see what the other side looks like here. Man, that stuff is really pasted on there. Of course, it's under a tree. Well, is it a matron? Yeah, I think I can see her bust. She's facing that way if you look just right. I'll post a picture next to it of an example of what that looks like. A non-dug version, obviously, but yeah, that's pretty dang cool right there, and came right from under that tree right there. So the root pulled it up and preserved it, but unfortunately, there's a lot of pitting in that coin. Not bad, huh? Let's see what else we can find before the day's out. That's where the coin came from, and right here I had a mid-tone, but it was a good repeater. It's just an old bullet. You never know what's going to come out of the ground. That's the best part about everything, is every day's like Christmas Eve. I thought those were ears at first there. I was like, maybe that's not a bullet, but no, it's just an old bullet. So I don't have much real estate left here. I'm just going to kind of swing into here. I'm going to cut across this little cattle corral that goes down through, and my vehicle's on the other side, but maybe, just maybe, there's some more relics buried within. So if I find anything, I'll let you know before I go. It's getting cold really fast, so I'm gonna call it quits. I will be back, especially to that section right out there, because there's no way that I covered that in the last couple of hours. I only planned out to be out a couple of hours. I knew it was gonna get cold really quick. Just wanted to get out, do some digging, and next week it's gonna be bone cold again, so had to get out and test my luck, and today really paid off. Let me get my stuff set down and lay everything out and give you guys a little look into what I found today. All right, well, let's get the old finds box out here. All Metal Militia, get on over to our Facebook page, check us out. We're always posting finds. And get right into the, look at those finds. Not a lot, but how cool is that for a couple hours? So, dump it right out. We've got some, this is probably one of my best hunts that I've been on this year. I mean, obviously finding a silver spill will do it, but 4 coins and a couple of buttons. Look at that. The shanks are still on the buttons too, which is awesome, but beautiful Indian head. Clearly, I mean, that section in there was used for, I mean, multi-generations. As you can tell, I mean, coins from 17, well, I don't have any 1700s, but 1800s and 1900s, I mean, everything in between. 1941 and a 1960 dime in the same hole, which was, I wasn't expecting that. It was cool to pull the dime out, and to be honest with you, I was hoping that was very old, but I'll take a Roosevelt dime any day. And to swing back over the plug and have something like that pop out, that even makes it better. Of course, I'm going to offer the gentleman all of this stuff if he wants any of it. Some older buttons. And, I mean, let's see. Trash. Yeah, I got trash. Gotta always show the trash, because I was digging that stuff too. Actually, I forgot about these 2 items here as well. So you got the pewter, pieces of pewter. So I was digging everything from the 17, 18, and 1900s eras. Trash, bits and pieces of lead. I had that what do you think it is kind of deal here. I believe that's brass. But yeah, other than that, let's see what else I got in here. Just some dirt, I think. Yeah, dirt and piece of lead. But there you have it. I am not complaining about a November hunt. Almost 80 degrees today, and I've got 4 coins, 2 buttons. That's a good day right there. So until the next adventure, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy hunting.